Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, and specifically, we are going to be talking about the monumental moment in history as the US dollar is on the brink of absolute destruction. The value that we know of around the US dollar has, for the longest time, been backed by one specific deal, the petrodollar deal. We have watched it closely for the last couple months. It's been over a year now since we really started to eye what Brics were doing. And now we see this from Gold Telegraph. Janet Yellen says that a potential US default could cause a global financial crisis and undermine the role of the dollar as a reserve currency. In 2017, she said she expects no new financial crisis in our lifetimes. And we do see down here, flip the switch. To me personally, I've always said with XRP, the true flip the switch moment is not what everyone has everyone always said the longest time, flip the switch, XRP to $1,000 is. I don't care about values here. I care about what happens next. Because remember, how can we value something like XRP to the US dollar, knowing that the value of the US dollar itself is complete nonsense? We also know that the value of the US dollar itself is being destroyed day by day. As we go over here to Wall Street Silver, it is all a fake drama. Congress will raise debt ceiling and deficit, spend trillions of dollars per year, more than they collect in taxes. The US Treasury will sell unlimited amount of debt to cover the spending. And the Fed will eventually buy it all with yield curve control. There is no debt limit. Never has been. We will continue to see this complete nonsense and this big game of, all right, let's see what kind of drama we could stir up today, blah, blah, blah. All while, what they're really not telling you right now, and I think that this tweet here was a little bit of an insight on just how close we are to the next evolution. Because what they won't tell you is that the dollar as a reserve currency has never been as weak as it is today. As we go over here to the DXY, the dollar itself, we topped out back in September. The US dollar from September now to where we are currently is down 11.5%. At our current price, 11.14%. This is not just your typical, cryptocurrency asset or, stock. This is a global reserve currency. And it is holding on by a thread on the last major support area before we target the next demand range. You know what that demand range is? Let's go to the 1 week here. That next demand range is the March of 2020 timeframe. This is going to cause a major move in risk on assets. We looked at the total just the other day around crypto. Look at this. This is nearing a major breakout. We're targeting the $1 trillion area yet again. This time around, if we do break it, I believe we're about to see a major move in crypto. We will also see a major move in stocks because the value of the dollar, in my opinion, is about to burst. It is going to collapse. As we look at everything happening around the world, though, we could see this playing into the perfect narrative. Russia is going to start exporting crude oil to Pakistan and will be paid for in friendly currencies. Saudi Arabia stayed top crude supplier to China in 2022. China called for oil to be traded with yuan. Saudi Arabia open to talks on trade in other currencies than the dollar. China and India together account for more than 36% of the total world population. 231 million people live in Pakistan. What I want you all to realize, what is happening right now. We are seeing the U.S. currency and the U.S. as a whole being completely avoided. None of these nations want to do trade. None of these nations want to even touch the US dollar. And it's for good measure. Listen, I've said it time and time again in the past and just recently that as we focus on what the US is doing, they are setting themselves up for monetary suicide. We are starting to see a shift outside of the US around crypto innovation, crypto adoption, crypto regulation. Crypto is being embraced globally because these major nations want to become a crypto hub because they see what is happening around the monetary system. When we go over here, breaking news, Russia will start exporting crude oil to Pakistan after March, which the country will pay for in currencies of friendly countries. How energy is paid for is changing. Pakistan has been battling a balance of payment crisis with foreign exchange reserves falling to about $4.6 billion. After we've seen this announcement as well. Breaking news. South African foreign minister says Brics is exploring ideas to create a fairer payment system that reduces dependence on dollars. There it is. Keyword, system. The systems currently in place tend to privilege very wealthy countries and tend to be a really big challenge for other countries. I want you guys to understand what is happening right now. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Pay attention to what these nations are doing. We are seeing the BRICS move fast. And they are not moving with the US dollar. No, they are moving away from the US dollar. And in fact, the BRICS have been focused on cryptocurrency, DLT technology. It's only a matter of time. What do you see over here? I've always said gold will be the last bubble. It comes down to a battle between the US dollar and gold. Central banks are accumulating record amounts. The world is starting to focus on debt issues, and BRICS is working on a new reserve currency. Marathon, not a sprint. I want you all to understand what is happening. I want you guys to realize that the next step is central bank digital currencies. You might ask me, again, going back to the beginning of this video where we talk about the flip the switch moment. That moment is coming. A lot of people ask me, what does the flip the switch moment mean for XRP and XRP's value? It does not matter. Don't focus on the value. Focus on what is happening. The evolution of technology, the evolution of the monetary system, and the evolution of value itself is changing. The flip the switch moment is CBDCs going live. And a lot of people have asked me, like, what does it mean? What is the meaning behind that? Very simple. We focus on what Ripple is doing with CBDCs. Here you have from January 14th. This was about roughly a week ago. Join James Wallace, VP of Central Bank Engagements and Central Bank Digital Currencies in Digital Pound Foundation's upcoming webinar. What is a digital pound really useful for? You guys have a quote from it. XRP Ledger is world-leading public blockchain, which is built for payments and issuing currencies, so it's a natural fit for CBDCs. Shout out to XRP_Crow for this. I want you guys to understand that as we look at the XRP ledger and as we look at XRP, they will be vital in the next evolution of the monetary system. I have zero doubt. These utility tokens are changing the way that we perceive, the way that we transact, the way that we even trade value. We see over here from Anthony Welfare. Great to hear Brooks Entwistle talking about our CBDC offer and how we are helping central banks navigate the opportunities CBDCs offer. There is no one size fits all. We help each bank understand the best solution for their citizens. Listen closely to this video. We are building outside of the US very rapidly given the opportunities we see. We're not going to try to chase shiny things this year. I want you guys to understand that every single major crypto company is moving rapidly outside of the US. Again, I just want to take you guys back to the dollar. The US is not only falling behind in terms of tech innovation around currencies, they're not only falling behind in terms of the use of the dollar, they're not only falling behind in terms of dragging their feet around adopting new innovations, around pushing forward outside of the current monetary structure. They're falling behind in general. The U.S. economy has fallen behind. The U.S. is basically dead in the water right now. If they do not innovate and if they do not come up with some major plan and restructuring of their financial system, they will be finished. I've talked about this many times on this channel, that the U.S. is being avoided overseas from major nations. The U.S.-backed systems, SWIFT, and the U.S. dollar as a whole is being fully avoided. We are starting to see the U.S. dollar and its dominancy fall. Going back over to this video, I want to play this video for you guys, and then I want to talk to you guys about why I believe that Ripple and XRP are 100% behind the new system.
We're building outside the U.S. very rapidly, given the opportunities we see. But we're not going to go kind of off-piste and try to chase shiny things this year. There's no room or time for that with this kind of environment.
In terms of, you mentioned CBDCs is on your radar. In what regard, how are you helping out with that?
Absolutely. We have an interesting approach. We realize we're not going to solve that problem for every single central bank around the world. We're very targeted. We found great interest in some of the smaller central banks around the world that are looking for a strategy, looking for a partner, looking for a technology, a side blockchain, ideas about how to go about this. So we had our first MOU signed with the Kingdom of Bhutan in my neck of the woods back in Asia. Palau is an example, but we're in conversations with dozens of central banks around the world trying to.
Do you hear that? Dozens of central banks around the world.
Figure out the best way to help them across this goal.
They want to use XRP or Ripple Labs or to develop it?
They want to use technologies that will help them help their own citizens. And so we don't believe there's any one solution for all these central banks in this technology across the world. There's places we can play. There may be a side chain to the XRP ledger. We may help in the interoperability across this, but it's going to be different at every single central bank.
Again, when we go and look at the central bank digital currency standard over on Ripple's website, we see a private ledger based XRP ledger being utilized, and the entire life cycle around CBDCs being focused on. And we know that as we focus on XRP as well, and we look at the efficiency, and compare them to the inefficiencies of the traditional systems, we know that this platform is one of, if not the most efficient CBDC designed and developed ledgers out there. And yes, I do strongly believe that XRP will be utilized because in step 4 under transact, transactions settle in 2 to 3 seconds across many use cases. Interoperability enables cross-asset and cross-border transactions when connected to another CBDC. In my opinion, XRP is the asset that they are utilizing here, and this is what they are achieving through XRP. I strongly believe that going forward, everyone will soon realize the value, the potential, the power, and the overall monumental moment that Ripple and XRP will play a role within. And this is happening right now. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on because of more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As I hope that you all have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.